Hi everyone, I'm Erica. Thanks for checking out this video. Today is going to be a WIP and Chat where we work on my current project, which is Liberty's Light. It is a Dreamer design kit. It's a small guy, 12.6 inches by 11 inches or 32 by 28 centimeters. And as you can see, I'm going to be working on this bottom part. I finished off most of the top. So let's zoom in. Okay, so we're going to be working on this part here, which is quite a bit of confetti. I don't think this light needs to be quite this bright. All right, that's better. Now you can see the colors a little bit more. Yeah, it actually looks better without that light. That's crazy. Okay, we're gonna do it without the light. So this bottom part is quite a bit of confetti. What I've been doing is just starting at the top of the section and then working my way through the remainder of the kit. So we're gonna start with this half moon grayish brown color and just try to, I know I'll miss some because there's so much confetti in this portion of the kit, but we're going to try to get through all of it in the entire kit so that I don't have to go back again. Fingers crossed, but it's probably impossible. Okay, so this kit I only started, as I'm filming this, today is Thursday, and I started this kit on Monday. And I will be finishing this one today. So this is a quick little, I think of it as a 4th of July kit. And that's exciting because it is just about to be the 4th of July, of course. And it's just it'll take 4 days. So nice little project to break up Love's Infinity Garden, which if you've seen any of my recent videos, you know I've been working on for what seems like an eternity, but actually it has not even been a month, and I'm little more than halfway done with that one. But it is quite large, so it is good, in my opinion, to try to break up that kit. It's also one that I'm doing with an enhancement pack, so it's a lot going on in that one. It's turning out great. This kit reminds me of Maine, which is funny because I've never been to Maine. But a lighthouse in the summer, I don't know where else that would remind you of. I suppose I've seen a lighthouse in like Tybee Island, Georgia, and there's lighthouses all over, but for whatever reason in my mind, this one goes to Maine. It's gotten hot here in Texas. In the 90s, probably every day now through October, if not in the hundreds. So we are trying to take advantage of the pool while we have it, and have been swimming just about every day, or at least standing in the pool. I will briefly say this, if you watched any of my other videos, you know this, but we're getting close to moving to Montana. We have an accepted contract on our home, and so long as there's no hiccups with that, in a few weeks we'll be off to Montana. Now, a few weeks my time might end up being totally different your time. I'm filming 3 videos today to try to get ahead on content, and I've been filming quite a bit this week to try to get ahead on content, so I don't know when you'll end up seeing this particular video, but nonetheless know that as you're watching this, I'm probably either in the process of moving or have moved. And so we're moving to Montana, and so I am not disappointed to get away from the heat that will come here to north central Texas in July and August. The preparations for moving are well underway. We I try to be, I think of myself as a fairly organized person. And so I've been trying to do a little bit each day towards moving. You know, one day it might be clean out all the drawers and under the sink in the bathroom and pack anything you're not going to use before we move. So that was one of the things that was done yesterday. Today it's going to be taking some things to Goodwill that we don't need and we don't think we can sell. Yesterday I also posted a bunch of, not a bunch of, but a few things online to try to sell those so that we don't have to move them. And so just a little bit each day has been the mantra here. We've got about just under 2 weeks until we actually have movers showing up. So it's plenty of time. I think we could probably do it in a week easily if we needed to, but you know, you don't want to put every last thing away that you own and have to live in like complete chaos for any longer than you need to. While I have done 2 moves across the country before this one, they were corporate moves where someone came and packed up all your stuff for you and you just kind of drove to wherever you were moving to. It was super easy. So this one's, it's a little different in that everything has to be coordinated by us, but it's not too overwhelming. So yeah, that's the focus of what's been going on here. What are you all up to? Any plans this summer? Any trips this summer? I think our trip this summer is going to end up actually just being moving to Montana and being able to check it out. I mean, we've obviously been there before, but you know, we've been there for a week at a time, maybe 10 days at a time, and then we have to turn around and come home. So this time it's going to be interesting because we're not leaving this time. We did, I think, find a rental to live in. We are in the very early stages of preparing raw land to build a house. We're having power run this summer, and we are doing some septic testing that has been going on since November of 2024. Hopefully that'll be over soon. But so we've got a long, my best guess is we'll be in a rental for 2 years. It could be longer, it could be a little shorter, I'm not exactly sure, but it's definitely going to be a long-term thing. I think we found a rental because we still are waiting to get the lease agreement, which I would really like to have. That would make me feel better about packing up all of our things and moving across the country. I think I said this in a prior video, but where we're moving to is very small. There's like 250 people-ish, I think, in the town. So not a lot of rentals available. Actually, I'm only aware of one that is advertised anywhere. The one that we, I think, are getting has never been advertised. It's just that our builder knew someone who was looking for someone to rent a house, and I think that's how that works a lot up there. They don't necessarily post things online, you know, as has been standard in most of the places I've lived, which have been not necessarily large cities, but at least cities. I mean, we're talking no stoplight, no, like one restaurant and a post office and a bar. It's about what's on offer where we're moving to. But I am looking forward to, it'll be, of course, I mean, Montana's not freezing cold in July, so it will be warm up there, but I'm looking forward to it being a little bit cooler and having some cooler nights and being able to sleep with windows open. That is something I really miss. In Texas, you might get a very brief few days where it's comfortable to sleep with windows open. It's not freezing cold and it's not you know, 85 degrees at night. So I am hoping to have the ability to sleep with the windows open, even as right as we move up there, which I think we will, because there is no air conditioning, and that's fairly normal. That doesn't freak me out. As a kid growing up in Toledo, Ohio, which is further south than where we'll be in Montana, we didn't have air conditioning, I want to say, until I was like almost in high school. So, you know, there were some days where my bedroom was upstairs and I slept downstairs on the living room floor, but this is further north. So I've actually stayed in an Airbnb one time that didn't have air conditioning in July, and it was kind of hot in there during the day, but it cooled off so much when the sun went down that it wasn't really a problem to sleep. So I'm hoping that that's a similar situation. If not, we're gonna have to try to find somewhere a window unit, maybe just for the bedroom, so that we're comfortable sleeping. The house that we're renting is quite a bit smaller than our current home, which I'm kind of fine with, except for I definitely don't think even if we get rid of everything that we're trying to get rid of, so even if we like sell all the furniture that we're trying to sell, because there's some furniture that we have that I'm not really, almost none of the furniture that we have, if we don't sell it, will I just like leave behind. It's all nice furniture, so we'll take it and we'll get a storage unit if we need to, but it's about half the size, if that, of our current home. It's one bedroom, or no, I'm sorry, it's one bathroom and 3 bedrooms, but the video that I've seen of the property, it appears that, you know, the bedrooms are pretty small, the living room is pretty small, so we will see how we can configure it without, as my husband has put it, feeling like we're living in a furniture store is something that he would like to avoid. So I'm sure we can avoid that. But we're excited to be getting up there. Our whole goal was to get up there in the summer. We would have obviously preferred to get up there sooner, but there's just only so much you can do. And July is really, kind of, as crazy as it sounds, the start of summer in Montana. June can be kind of rainy and cold. There were several days in June, because I've been obviously watching the weather up there actually for years, and there were, you know, days where it was a high of 50 in June. So July is kind of their summer, big time to fly fish, hike, all that. So we are excited. We're excited to have fires. We like to have fires at night. Now, there are sometimes restrictions on that because of wildfires, so I don't know whether or not we'll be allowed to have campfires often in July, August, September time period. There are restrictions, so we'll just have to see. If there aren't restrictions, though, we'll be doing that quite often. We enjoy that. So right now we're just taking it one day at a time and trying to prepare for the big move. I have been successful on the diamond painting front lately. I've been doing a lot of diamond painting. I would really like to get Love's Infinity Garden done before we move. I don't love the idea of transporting that kit partially completed with the drills. It is going to be a 3-day drive from Texas to Montana, so there's a lot of things I'm gonna have to take out of my car each night and put in each morning when we stop for security reasons, and I would like it to be finished. I think it's doable, but I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time diamond painting. I have been successful in not buying any new kits lately. I really haven't. besides the 4th of July fireworks kit, and forgive me, I cannot remember the name. I haven't been that tempted by anything. I do like that kit with the Statue of Liberty and fireworks. I would probably have purchased that if we weren't moving, but I just am at capacity. Do not want to add anything more to move. And I haven't seen anything of late from Diamond Art Club that I'm into. I really want to pick some things up from other places. Jaded Gem Shop, I've never done a kit from. I'd like to do that, as well as the one with the diamond art. I love their kits. I want to pick up more there. So I think until my plan is, and obviously that might totally go out the window as it so often does, but my plan is to not really get any more Diamond Art Club kits until they do their Christmas drop. I cannot believe I'm talking, as I'm filming this, it's still June, and I'm talking about their Christmas drop, but I really like Christmas diamond paintings. And so I'm not really into Halloween, so Halloween diamond paintings, I mean, I can't say that I'll never do one, but it's just not really, like, I'm probably not going to be tempted when Diamond Art Club does their big drop for Halloween. So you saw my video where I planned out the third quarter, so I got that planned out, and you heard me mention in that one, if you watched that video, that I kind of feel like the entire fourth quarter is going to be Christmas kits, and I really think that that's probably what I'm going to do. And then in January, switch over to like winter. But so I think what I'm going to try to do with Diamond Art Club is just kind of hold off until they drop Christmas kits. And I'm trying to remember, I think last year that was in October, I want to say that they did that. It was like the first time that I ever made an order from Diamond Art Club was last year with their Christmas kits. So I think it was October. So that's good, because maybe it was September, I don't know. If it's in October, I'm gonna have a little bit of a lapse, I guess, on the plan for doing, well, I've got some Christmas kits that I can do, so it'll be fine. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Nothing has come across that I've been in love with from Diamond Art Club of late. They did a Disney drop, you all know, like, just, I don't even have to look to know that I'm not going to be into any of the Disney ones. I know that, like, I have been doing a lot of kits, like, you know, I've got Birthday Mermaid planned that I bought, and like things that are not really what any of us would expect for me, including myself, but like, never say never, but Disney kits are about as close to never as I'm ever going to get. I just don't, it's just not my thing. Not my thing. Also going to try to not buy the most gigantic kits that Diamond Art Club has, because my goodness, this in going through my kits, you know, I kind of edit them out myself before I do that quarterly, you know, plan my kits and just kind of take a quick look at them. It's fun to look at what you have. I like that part of it. So, but at the same time, I was going through those and I was just like realizing how many canvases I have that are pretty large. I mean, approaching, if not at 100,000 drills. So I need to do a better job of trying to pay attention to that, because nobody feels like doing a $100,000 drill. Not $100,000. Why do I always do that? 100,000 drill kit. Thank God diamond paintings aren't $100,000. I would be out. You're not always in the mood to do a 100,000 drill kit. It's quite a bit. Quite a bit. Now, I am enjoying Love's Infinity Garden, but I also, you know, as you can see, feel like I need to break it up. So, and I bought You know, I did what was really a Christmas kit in January, December, January of this year, which was Cozy Cabin by Donna Gelsinger. That thing took me forever. I enjoyed doing it, but like sometimes you just want to be done. I was really tempted to select the pastel Christmas tree for the third quarter. I think I said this in that planning video, but like I would bet money that that's the first kit I do in October. Cannot wait. So yeah, once we're in Montana, I will show you this. I'm gonna call it a cabin. This cabin that we're renting. I mean, it's a single family home, but honestly, it's a cabin. Like, we had to ask, like, is there a dishwasher? Is there, you know, there is a wood stove in it. I don't know if it works or not. When you have this limited amount of inventory, you can't be picky. You just kind of have to say, okay, well, this is going to be temporary, and I don't mind living in a smaller, maybe not as modern, some would say not as nice place. I'm hoping it doesn't smell. Like, that's the thing about renting something sight unseen, is like, I can deal with a lot of things, but if it smells like mildew or something, that's going to be a problem for me. I do not like that. And I have stayed up there in Airbnbs that did smell like mildew. And I mean, I will try to clean it from top to bottom the best I can to get rid of that smell. But I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do if it's still around after that. That's my biggest worry, is I'm really hoping it doesn't smell like mildew. That's kind of a funny fear to have in an across the country move, is hoping that the place you rented doesn't smell like mildew. But that's really it for me. Because, like, honestly, the other options are rent a place in Missoula or in Whitefish or Kalispell. But Missoula's a college town, and I looked at the rentals there, and there are many, right? It's the second largest city in Montana, but they are super expensive. I mean, we're talking like 1,000 square feet for $3,000, $3,500 a month. And I'm just like, no, thank you. And also, I don't really prefer to live around a bunch of college students. I'm so happy that they're there going to college. I hope they have a ton of fun. But like, I know what I was like when I was in college, and I wouldn't have wanted to live next to me. You're just loud, you stay up late, you just have different hours, right? And that's fine. I just don't necessarily want to be right there in that, you know, party life. I'm too old for that. And then, you know, the same thing. So Whitefish and Kalispell are north of where we will be living. And again, it's just super expensive. So the little valley that we're living in, the rental that we're, like, I'm just going to speak into existence that the landlord will send us the lease here. But assuming that's it is only about 5 miles away from where our land is. So it'll make it easy to go check in on the building process when needed. So that's the pro of, you know, the area. And it's definitely less expensive because there's nothing to do there. So, well, that's not true. There's a lot of outdoor activities to do there, but there's, you know, there's no mall. There's no activities for, like, I guess kids. Like, there's no like jump zone. There's no Ulta, Sephora. There's just, you need to really think ahead when you're going to go to Missoula or Kalispell and buy anything that you need from a store there. So we will see how I feel about that. I have never lived in such a rural location, nor has my husband. What we've decided is, worst case scenario, we can always, you know, sell the land and leave. I really hope that we don't hate it. But you really never know until you try, do you? We both like change. So that's good. This is going to be a lot of change though, y'all. But yeah, I think that one of the first videos I film when I get up there might be a little tour of the valley or the house or the property that we're going to build on, or I'm not sure, but something to do with that. I enjoyed doing the little house tour, and I liked making my husband video that. makes it easier when you can actually walk around and talk. Have you all fared as well as me in keeping your diamond painting purchasing to a minimum this summer? I don't think I would have bought too many, even in the event that I was trying not to, for moving purposes. But let me know in the comments. I mean, that anniversary sale wasn't too long ago, and I know a lot of people got on that one, where Diamond Art Club took a lot of their money, which it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it was, what was it? I think it was either 20 or 25% off. So if you liked several kits, you could have picked several up for much less, and as long as you have the willpower to kind of not buy any for a little while, it's all good. You come out ahead in the end. I think that's why, I mean, I'm looking for, again, I am crazy because it's June right now and I'm about to talk about Black Friday, but I am looking forward to Black Friday this year because I fully intend to stay up till midnight to watch the live stream put on by Diamonds and Washi, I think, and there's two other people. I can't remember their names, but last year I knew about it, but I had to drive like 13 hours the next day, so I could not stay up to watch it, and I really missed out on a few of the kids. I mean, I woke up and like looked at things and bought a couple, but it just wasn't, I would have liked to have stayed up until midnight and bought them then and just had that experience of the live stream. So I'm already looking forward to doing that this year. All right, did I get all these little half circles? I'm sure I didn't, but we'll come back to it. I am still sort of enjoying not having a job. I'm gonna do this little greens next. I'm kind of bored, but like my time has been filled by diamond painting and getting ready to move the last couple weeks. So I think that my light plan is maybe, let me have some coffee here. My light plan is maybe I don't work this summer, and then maybe I think about whether there's something I want to do in the fall. Maybe, I don't know. A lot of it depends on how much my husband's working. Obviously, if he's not working much, I'm gonna have to, he's got a contract job, then I will probably be persuaded to go back to work in the early fall. I still don't know if that would be actually practicing law remotely, or I've thought about maybe applying to be an insurance adjuster, which is also in the same, realm of what I know in bodily injury claims. So all possibilities, but for right now, the focus is primarily on finishing getting this house packed up. We did hire movers. So our plan is this, as far as moving. We rented a Penske truck, I think the largest one that they rent, and we have hired movers to come and pack up like we are packing our stuff ourselves, right? Like we've got all kinds of boxes throughout our house and we have been packing our things up. We have a few larger pieces of furniture that we're gonna have them pack up, but I mean like maybe 4 or 5 pieces. Ooh, there's one that I missed. But for the most part, like even, you know, we've got moving blankets, we've got that wrap that you wrap things in when you move. It's kind of like, I don't know, industrial cling wrap. And so we're doing that with the exception of a few of those furniture pieces. Everything is on us. Then we hired people in, you know, the Dallas-Fort Worth area to pack up this truck for us. And then we also have a storage unit because we got some things. We rented a storage unit when we put our house on the market to declutter and just make it more empty. And so they'll pack up the storage unit, they'll pack up our home, and then we are going to spend 3 days driving. Well, let me move this over so you can actually see where I'm working. And we're gonna drive from DFW to, the plan is Colorado Springs on the first day, which is about 10 hours. So that'll be a full day of driving. Probably leave pretty early. My guess would be like 5 or 6 in the morning. And we have a friend who is going to drive my husband's truck. He's going to drive the Penske rental. I'm going to drive my car. And then the second day we're going to drive from Colorado Springs to Billings, Montana. And so that's about, I think when I looked, it was about 9 hours, so a little less. And that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted it to get lower each day because, you know, when you're driving for a while, your fatigue is going to get worse as you go on, I would think. Did I get all that? No. And so that's day 2 is getting to Billings. We're going to need to get up early on day 2 to get through. I want to get through Denver early. Colorado Springs is like an hour south of Denver, and I don't want to sit in traffic for 2 hours in Denver in the morning rush, because we are going to be driving through there on a weekday. And then from Billings to where we're going to be living in Montana is somewhere, I want to say like between 5 and 6 hours. So all within Montana, but still it's a pretty big state. So we will get up there on the 3rd day with not necessarily an entire day of driving, but still a pretty good chunk. And then the next day, our friend is, we have bought a plane ticket for him to fly back. So we need to take him to the airport, which is about an hour, a little more than an hour each way. But I'm sure we'll have some things that we need to do in Missoula, which is where he's flying out of. You know, as far as going to Costco or just getting the things that you throw away when you're moving because you don't feel like moving, that type of thing. And then the day after that, we have movers coming in Montana to help unload the things. We'll try to unload, you know, what we can. But we definitely need some movers to help unload the larger pieces. Nobody's trying to break their back in this process, right? And so I think I'm going to start on another color, but I think I'm going to leave it there for this WIP and Chat. I don't want this to be too long, number 1. And then number 2, I just looked at my camera and my battery is at 3%. So I don't want it to cut off and have to splice some other things back together. But probably very soon you're going to see a post review of Liberty's Light from Dreamer Design, so we'll get some thoughts on that. And thanks for checking out the video today. Give it a like on your way out. And until next time, happy diamond painting, everyone.